I didn't get to have a childhood.
I don't want you touching me. I don't want you tucking me in. I don't want you bothering me.
I live in fear because I'm afraid that when I have kids, that this will end up happening to them.
We're rescuing children that we were never rescuing before. We are holding offenders accountable that we were never holding accountable before. We're making a difference in the lives of children because of that, and I think we're stopping the cycle of abuse.
You know the different types of abuse?
Yeah.
And yours was what type of?
Sexual abuse. It was pretty severe. I just thought it was regular. Everybody did it because that's what my dad said. So I felt that it was all my fault and that I was doing something wrong. And that's why I would get in trouble if I talked about it, because I felt that it was my fault, that I was doing something wrong. But it really wasn't my fault.
The old way had children going from agency to agency, the police department, then the child will have to go to Child Protective Services, and a separate place for therapy, separate place to have a medical evaluation done, a separate place to go meet with the DA's office.
It was really pretty scary because I had never done this before, and I'm like, ew, what's all this stuff about?
There are some cases in the old days where a child would literally have to tell 10 or 12 people before it got to somebody who could actually do something about it.
It was very intimidating. They tried hard to make us feel at ease, but it was so official, and it wasn't, it didn't seem very friendly, and it was in an office setting instead of like this one that's like playland and just for kids.
It seems outrageous that we didn't figure this out before, because as quickly as I would see from experience that my office was not the appropriate place, that the number of people involved with this child and family is unnecessary or inexcusable, you could quickly begin thinking, where do these children need to go? This is going to sound simplistic, but we need a child and family friendly facility. We need a house. We need a base for this.
I agree that it's a great idea to have children go, come to an environment that's child friendly. But when you get into the professional investigation where you're sharing information with other professionals, in other words, you have to trust them, what have you, that was a little bit new to me because I'm used to my own personal accountability.
Remember I showed you the other room over there, and they watch us while we're doing our interview. My job and those people's job is to make sure that if you've had any problem with anything, that we can help you with it.
We kind of share the load. We share the responsibility of the investigation. We share the responsibility of the decisions.
Everybody's got different names for different body parts, and all of them are okay. I just don't know what names that you use.
There are times that different ones of us get a little tired because the work itself is tough. How's she doing on the body parts there, Dr. Evanson?
Ice. What's that? Her nose.
But the fact that you can talk with these other professionals who have the same knowledge that you have about that case is invaluable.
I'm going to go into the other room for just a minute because I want to make sure that I get all the questions answered. So do you mind sitting here for a few minutes? Okay, I'll be right back. Okay?
I blamed myself a lot. I don't blame myself anymore because I've had help from some really good counselors.
We're talking about the Sandy Petrie case. Mike, what do you have to report?
Well, you did the interview yesterday.
We opened the doors to our program May 1, 1985. We've come a long way with what goes on under the roofs of the children's centers.
One of the signs or the symptoms is that they have a lot of nightmares. Getting that anger out is real important for kids.
One concern she had is what's going to happen next. So she's going to have to go to court or get on the stand and all that kind of thing.
Well, she certainly is going to have to get on the stand, and she'll obviously have to be prepared for that.
We have art therapy programs, court support groups, medical services. We have groups for mothers that are going through a different kind of trauma than the child is going through.
And a lot of her own issues are coming out, and I think they really affect what's happened to her children.
my whole family got torn apart by it.
When you have a family that doesn't understand, then you're really lost.
People just don't have a clue what it means to go through something like this. Ryan was burned, his whole head, down the back of his neck, and both arms from his fingertips to his elbows. I wanted to believe that that was an accident, especially since it was done by a boyfriend who had taken care of the kids a lot. People ask me, I tell them that the kids are in therapy, and they say, what about you? And I think, that's important too. This place is amazing. I didn't ever know it was even here.
We are a solution at a time of crisis in this country, meaning we've got crime everywhere. Families are turning for more help than ever before. These programs must exist if we're to make a difference in the lives of these children that are being offended against this way.
A lot of people need this place, and they don't know anything about it, and they've never heard of it. We never heard of it for a long time, and then when we heard of it, we go, oh boy! So we come rushing over here, and it's like, Wonderland, all right! This is perfect. Just what we've always needed.